Hi, my name is Emily, and this is the assignment Evaluation of Code of Conduct for MGT 16, the 9:30 a.m. section. So the prompt: I have read the Code of Conduct of Hollister brand, and this is what it tells me about the company. So the instructions also state, do not just regurgitate the Code of Conduct, but add your own insights to it, research the company, and assess how its previous dealings and influence our assessment of their Code of Conduct. Who is Hollister? Hollister is a clothing brand founded in 2000 by the parent brand Abercrombie & Fitch, so you will be hearing me say Abercrombie & Fitch a lot. This brand has been evolving throughout the last 25 years consistently, capitalizing on fashion trends and creating many trends with its California vibe-inspired clothing. The brand has lately been focusing on popular topics such as inclusivity, diversity, mental health, sustainability, and well-being. What is the code and why is it important? This code is a document that sets the standards of behaviors and ethics that are expected of any employers or associates under the Abercrombie & Fitch brand, again, the parent company of Hollister. A few themes I noticed while reading through the document or core values that were emphasized were honesty, respect, integrity, communication, excellence, and fairness. So how does this affect their code of ethics? Let's find out. Another thing I did find important was, through the reading, was their section on fairness and diversity and inclusion, which was very long and, significantly long, but this was likely due to a 2009 scandal regarding religious discrimination laws, specifically hijab cases, and where the company was refusing to hire Muslim women who wore hijabs. In 2015, the Supreme Court ruled against the parent company Abercrombie & Fitch. This is so interesting now because we notice the brand is placing emphasis on diversity and inclusion, as well as importance of wide varieties of cultures. Okay. The main ideas in this document. Let's start with number 1, commitment to ethics and integrity as well as respect. Okay, this part of the code conveys the importance of behaviors that reflect trust, fairness, respect in all aspects with customers, colleagues, and suppliers. Nevertheless, their work culture reflects something different. The brand creates pressures on employees to hit certain metrics, such as appearance standards or productivity targets, therefore creating space for an environment that has a lot of fudge factor and is susceptible to fudge factor. Number 2, reporting concerns. The code states that associates must raise their concerns and that the company provides a confidential reporting avenue as well as prohibited retaliation. As noted in the book, this method of reporting concerns is flawed because in the sense that it encourages others to be more dishonest when the effects are far away or abstract. Although there are safeguards put in place by Abercrombie & Fitch, it is also very vague about the consequences of their actions if they were to lie in this case. Number 3, protecting the company laws and regulations. The code clarifies that associates must follow all relevant laws and internal company policies to uphold the company image. A practice of this might look like reminders. In class, we talked about the importance of reinforcing good behaviors through constant reminder. This could look like having monthly meetings within teams, such as, stores, in this case. This could be clarifying standards by having them posted in places where employees can see them regularly, such as break rooms or restrooms. Avoiding conflicts of interest. Number 4, the code expects associates to act in the company's best interests while maintaining ethical standards. This means avoiding situations in which personal interest could interfere with confidential information. This is very common expectation of companies for employers, but it is susceptible to flaw because it typically is a matter of work culture. The behavior of peers and leaders tends to be more influential than actual written rules. This is important to note because the brand does have a past in lack of racial diversity in leadership roles specifically, and it has put into question whether the current actions reflect genuine cultural shifts. Number 5, last of all, the code of conduct itself is for associates, but there is a vendor code of conduct that takes into account the human rights policies that extend the same expectation to suppliers and business partners. So how products are made, by who they are made, as well as the condition they are made under are things that the Abercrombie & Fitch brand has control over. Nevertheless, they've been questioned on their global practices, and while the code does touch on this, it is also difficult to ensure that the code is actually being followed or whether the expectation is purely performative. Okay, last. Summary. Hollister, an Abercrombie & Fitch-owned brand, is a major global clothing brand. The company has faced past discrimination lawsuits, so it becomes clear in the eyes of the reader that it is meant to rebuild trust and ensure ethical behavior. It outlines core values like honesty, integrity, and fairness, and guides all associates on how to act legally and responsibly. Overall, the code matters because it supports an inclusive workplace and strives to prevent unethical behaviors. All right, thank you.